Thank you, Madam President. I just want to stand and agree with Senator Metz on what he said about the poverty and the sin and how it brings down a neighborhood. It's a difficult bill to say that you agree with. You certainly don't want to put people in need in prison. But I think it equalizes not only the person who's walking the street and put in prison, but the person whose house is right next to the school, influencing children, putting them in prison as well. There's a whole bunch of things. I certainly respect Senator Perry and Senator Levesque in this whole issue. More importantly, I think we're striving here to equalize a sin or an ill that has been biblical. Thank you, Madam President.
Senator Jabour.
Thank you, Madam President. Members of the Senate, I am not going to belabor the point, but there are a few comments that I have. I think it's important to the process. First of all, I want to thank you, Madam President, because actually when this legislation began, I think there were many people that felt there were no legs to this bill. That's why there was much discussion between the House and the Senate. I agree with Senator Levesque and Senator Perry that we did take a humane approach to passing this bill. In fact, yesterday, one member of the House came before the Senate Judiciary Committee and actually said the first bill that we drafted was rather humane. I think it was humane because this body has the ability to listen, and we respect the people of this state. We respected every group and every individual that appeared before the Senate Judiciary Committee. And much of that thanks goes to our chair, Senator McCaffrey, who led us through some very difficult hearings. For those who were not there, they were difficult hearings. This body was also subject to much ridicule. That all happened when we left in June. There was many articles written in the Providence Journal, many editorials, and since Senator McCaffrey and I presented a editorial, we became the target, along with Senator Levesque and Senator Perry, of many nasty emails, many personal attacks, many threats personally against me that I've never disclosed publicly. I was not in this for any type of game. I was in this legislation and signed on for a simple reason. I believed it was the right thing to do. I think the state needed the law. We needed people that had some courage and some leadership to say we will pass a bill such as the prostitution bill, and we will close the loophole. Now, our Senate President, as a woman and a leader, was at the forefront of that. Shame on the people who spilled on us and said that we were blocking the passage of this legislation. In fact, I was appalled because one article said I was a powerful senator. You all know I'm not powerful at all. We know where the power is in the Senate, and I don't have that power. Therefore, I disagree with those people who said we were grandstanding. I think what we were doing here was going through a difficult process. We were learning all about what we could do and what we could not do. I think what the members of this body have learned from this, and I learned as a member as well as a committee member, I think what's more important is how we treat each other in the whole process, how we respect each other's opinion. And I believe that through this process I've remained loyal to this body and to the membership. And to me that's more important than people attacking either me or other members. What actually comes before all of the loyalty that we have to each other, which is first and foremost in this body, is, why are we here? And we're here because we were elected by our constituents to do a job. They are the priority, no matter what people tell us. Our constituency and the people of this state are the priority in any legislative process. So what I hear from people is that we need to do something. We're not rushing anything. This has been a long process. It started in January. Here we are in October, and we still don't have something that I believe the public will accept unless we pass this bill this evening. Chuck, you're right. It's not perfect. But at this point, we have no other measure before us but two compromise pieces. We have a House bill and we have a Senate bill. The work that has gone into these two bills, the time, the effort, and the compromise is enough to place something, a law on the books, after this session ends. It's right, you're right, it's not perfect, but we will finally have a law that will allow some form of penalization of the acts that are set forth in the legislation. There's been some discussion that it's too harsh. Well, I also think that maybe owners of property could make the same argument that either a victim or a John or a prostitute involved. We've heard their concerns. But we do need to put people on notice that if you live in a neighborhood, you own a home or you own a commercial building or a residential building or a multi-mixed use, and you're going to allow activity that to those other homeowners, despite the privacy aspect that they talk about in the Prostitutional Act, it still is something that people, as Senator Metz has said, they do not want in their neighborhood. It is a quality of life issue. There's no dispute about it. And Senator Crowley, Senator Cody, Senator Picard, Senator Pachado, and myself will tell you, in the cities, the big cities in this state, it is a problem. It's a problem in neighborhoods and in business districts where people are spending money trying to reinvigorate, get their businesses back on track. People invest in their properties and their homes. This activity has been identified with the state of Rhode Island. So it is not perfect. One portion of the bill specifically states that we will gather data, we will gather information, and we will tweak this bill. We will come back next year and the year after and make it a better bill. It needs more work, but right now we need a bill. We need passage of this bill. And I think I am asking the Senate membership, I respect those that have stood tonight and have voiced their objection and will not vote for this bill. I respect their decision, and I respect the advice, and I respect their point of view. But I think what's more important is what the people of the state of Rhode Island want, and I think the people in this state want to close the loophole, and I'd like to see this bill passed. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Jabour.